What's up, everybody? Guess who? It's Joseph Smith, and I'm back again with another edition of Behind the Seat of my favorite Uber and Lyft riders and their confessions. So check it out. I picked up this young lady who's originally from Nigeria. She's going to tell you exactly where. But we were just talking about the differences between Americans, Black Americans, and Africans, right? Back to our heritage, which is good. And she shared with me some very interesting things that made me think about how we look at things over here. When we get 18, a lot of us are ready to fly the coop and go, be on our own and everything. But in Africa, it's not that way. Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
Explain that to us.
I mean, basically, it's good, but at the same time, it's just like really, it's just double-sided.
Double-sided.
In the sense that, you don't really have your freedom as much as you would like. But, it's also like safety measures. Most African parents that I know of, and most Africans should be able to relate to this, not just Nigerians.
Sure.
Like, your parents don't want you to move out until you're about to get married, especially if you're a girl. And usually, and even in Nigeria or most African countries, most people live at home till they're about to get married. And it's not seen as a bad thing. It's seen more as, you're home, and sometimes they don't even really force you to pay bills or anything like that.
Really?
Like, you can contribute, say that I'll pay this light bill, this water bill, or just help around the house with groceries and things like that. But it's not like, oh, you have to do it. It's not expected. It's just like, okay, my child is living in my house, and that kind of thing, or whatever. So that's how it is, because, I don't know, African families, they're usually big, even if you're an only child. Like, your mom's sister and her kids will probably come live with you, or, those kind of things. Like, it takes a village to raise a child. It's actually like a thing.
Yes,
like,
it is.
It's a thing. So, most of the time, just living at home. Like, my older sister actually just kind of moved out now because she has a fiance, and she's also doing nursing, traveling, and things like that.
Wow.
But she's been living at home, like, all her life, except when she was in college.
Sure.
And then she moved back home. Even I moved out and lived by myself, but I moved back home. My younger sister moved out, and we always come back home because it's kind of like, I'm not going to pay rent if I can live at home. And you just have to help your parents understand, like, you know what, I have some things to do, some places to go. I might come back late, or you just learn how to talk to them or trick them.
Good point.
Still, but like, it's not seen as a bad thing, you living at home. Even with other Africans, it's kind of like, okay, as long as you have your own car to get around and go places, you're good.
Sure.
But most Africans, like, they live at home, even here and back home in Nigeria. Like, most people live at home because it's just convenient, and it's like, and then the funny thing is, in Nigeria though, you still follow like the rules. Like, if your parents want you home by 9 o'clock, you have to be home by 9 o'clock. You have to be home by 7. You have to be home by a certain time. So, which is where it's different here.
Yeah, you give up that freedom.
Yeah, like, I mean, sometimes your parents still trip. Like, what are you doing out this late? What are you doing out that late? But you're kind of like, okay, I'm grown, and that kind of thing. And like, there's this joke on Twitter about how, like, you're not supposed to date until, you're done with school and everything like that. And automatically, once you're done with school, your parents want you to have husbands and stuff. And it's like, how can I find a man if I'm not allowed to go outside? I'm not allowed to party or go out or things like that. It's kind of like a joke kind of thing. But, I mean, it's funny though, because they expect you to be married by a certain age, but yet you're not allowed to date or do anything or none of that stuff. But I mean, the older you get though, you get here, I can only speak for here though, that you get more freedom a little bit. Or if they know your friends and know who you hang out with and things like that, you can go out as long as you want to. And even your friends, like, even if they're like 25, like my cousins, they're 27, 28 years old, and they still come over and sleep over, and we still go out as long as we want to. So it's just that African parents mentality that you're my child, you're gonna be my child forever until you get married. And then once you're married, you have to try your best not to come back to the house, because it's seen like, divorce and that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, you left the house now.
Now why are you back?
Woman, you're grown. You need to fix your problems. I don't want you back in this house. Which is why, if you watch any, like, maybe Nigerian traditional marriages, you see parents crying. Like, the dad especially stop crying when he's about to give his daughter away or something like that, and they're just bawling, crying because their daughter is about to leave the house and she's going away and those kind of things. So that's the difference.
And that's amazing. You mentioned that a lot of Africans that stay at home and they're pretty well off.
Yeah, like most people are like well off. Some of them they're doctors, lawyers, or like even here, like especially here, they have good jobs. Like my sister, she's a nurse, and she lived at home by choice, not because she's being forced to. And now even being here, a lot of people do it by choice, not because they're being forced to. Because if you're doing it by choice, I mean, you save money. You're able to do stuff, even if your parents need help. You're able to help them out without feeling burdened with. Because if you're living in an apartment, you have rents and all that stuff. And
that's right.
Even then, it's not like you're not responsible or you don't have responsibilities. I mean, being at home, you learn a lot more. You learn how to take care of yourself, how to cook, how to do all the things, because you still have siblings most of the time that you have to take care of and help with and things like that. But it makes life easier for you and also for your parents. And sometimes it gets annoying.
That's that village you were talking about.
It gets a little bit annoying being at home, but you kind of like, well, I mean, it's worth it.
Right. There's more rewards versus risk.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like, I would kind of love to move out and be on my own, but at the same time, though, like my parents, they're at a place where, because especially when African parents are a bit more westernized, they understand that, okay, you're growing, you need, your space, you need your own time and things like that, so they don't bother you too much about those kind of things. So it's pretty, it's pretty okay for the most part anyways. But like back home in Nigeria, they're all well off, especially if your parents are rich and have a big house and like mansions or whatever. Why would you want to leave when you have like, and most times you have like housemaids in the house cleaning and cooking and things like that. It's kind of like, why would I want to leave when my parents have this and I have someone to do the things I need done for me and things like that. And once you move out, you have to find those people, you have to like get help and things like that to come in and clean all those stuff. I mean, you can do it yourself, but
the infrastructure is already there.
Africa to have like housemaids do the cleaning and help. Like, you don't have to be like rich. You could be middle class and be able to afford one or two help in the house to help you take care of the kids, take the kids to school, clean up, and everything like that.
Very cool. Well, guys, there you are. See, that's the one thing. And this segment is brought to you by Nove Travel. Okay, this is about learning what it's like to live outside of your existing area, your culture. It's more to life than what we have, what's in front of us, guys. So, learn from that. We'll see you on the next segment. Thank you.